Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Um, I want to thank you guys for joining this section. Those who have joined and those yet to join the course. As I said earlier on, it's going to be our first AWS class, hands-on class, and it's going to be mostly practical sections. I want to appreciate you guys for joining the section. If you've created your accounts, I want you to log into your AWS account, AWS console. Once you've logged in, I don't know if you guys can see my screen well. Once you log into your AWS console account, the first thing we're going to do is how to create a budget in AWS. You understand? So, how to create a budget, and if you are with me, I want you to go to this search button. Before I proceed more, my name is Onyekunobu, and I'm going to be your tutor in this class. So I know when it comes to Course Explorer, it might sound somehow to you guys, but the essence of the Course Explorer is for you to set budgets, creating a budget. And when you create a budget, it will help you understand. When you create a budget, it will help you understand the activities that are going in your AWS account. When it comes to financial, you need to know how money is spent, how to reduce cost, how to get notification when things aren't going the way you're meant to do. Before you do this, first of all, log into your root admin. That's when you create budgets and notifications in AWS account. So, I don't know if you guys, most of you have created accounts. If you created your account today, believe you me, you can't have access to this AWS Course Explorer because it will take 24 hours if you created your account today. And that's why in our earlier discussion, I told you guys to create the account so that it will be up to 24 hours before we start the main class. So, this is now the main section. So, all you need to do is just to go to your AWS account, type cost, COST. You see what they wrote, where they wrote AWS Course Explorer. You click on AWS Course Explorer. That's after signing in. This is the first thing you need to do before we start this section. Now, when you click on this thing, if you can see vividly from your own end, if you can see clearly, mine shows $0.00 and $0.00 incurred. So this is how it should be showing in your own. Now when you enter this particular place, all you need to do is you click on your budget. Now we're about to create a budget. We all know what budget is. I said it earlier on. This budget will show us exactly what we are to expect. You understand? This budget will show us exactly what we should expect. I hope you guys are still on the call. Okay. So now this budget is actually going to show you the budget of what you are expecting. If you want to achieve something, this budget. So basically, if you see here, you see I have one budget already in my account. So, well, before then, I need to create a new budget account, a new budget for this lecture. Now, when you click on creating a budget, you see use a template This is the template I already have because I've been using the account. But because of this lecture, I'm going to put you guys through on how to create your own personal account, budget account. So you click on customize advanced so that we can be able to create our own account. Now when you click on this, you see cost budget recommended. Now what we are working on is the cost budget. They have cost budget, they have usage budget, they have saving plans budget, they have reservation budget. So in this section, in this lecture, what we are working on is what? Cost budget. So in this cost budget, I'm gonna click on next since it's highlighted already. Now when you click on next in your cost budget, okay, now this cost budget, you need to fill in some necessary details. The first thing is the budget name. This is actually case sensitive because I already have a monthly budget. Let me make this one monthly pay budget. The reason I added pay is because I already have monthly budget in my own account already. Now after doing this, okay, you guys can see me clearly, right? Alright, now so after doing this, after writing monthly clear budget, you see what they wrote: recurring budget or expiring budget. Now it's of two different things. Now this expiring budget is if the money you paid is expiring. Notify me, give me notification if it's $10 that for my activation to end. But this recurring budget is actually notifying me if my debt or if the money I paid has finished or is about to end. So in this course, what we'll be working on is the recurring budget. That's what we're working on for now. While we're working on the expiring budget, I'll still let you guys know. Now when you click on that recurring budget, start month, we are in the month of November, so we're starting from November. The year, we are starting with the year 2023, so let it be like that. Budgeting method. Now this budgeting method is how do you want AWS to notify you. So is it fixed, is it planned, or is it auto adjusted? Now this fix says create a budget that tracks against a single monthly budget amount. This one says plan specified. So to cut it short, what we'll be working on is just the fixed one. We're working on enter your budget amount. Now the budget amount is how much do you want AWS to notify you when you incur the so debt. For instance, now I will be working with $1. So $1 is okay for my budget. Anytime I'm doing something and I'm about to pass the limit of $1, AWS should notify me. Why I used $1 here is because I will be working on the free tier account. Now if there is anything I'll be doing that will pass $1 or that supersedes the free tier account, I'll still let you guys know. But for these courses, whatever I'll be doing will just be limited to free tier account because most of you are using free tier account, and that's why I limited it to. Okay, so someone is joining this section. Let me check. Okay. So because someone the essence of the $1 is let it not supersede $1. So I said that earlier on. Don't mind the background. I'm actually in the office doing this. So once it's $1, notify me. Now we are working on the budget scope. Is it fit a specific AWS account or all AWS services? Now we're working with not this one. We are working with all AWS services, and that's why it's highlighted here. Alright. So guys, the next thing to do, the next thing to do is to click on next. Okay, now this next is now to configure the budget amount. Add alert threshold. Now this alert threshold is let me find a better way to explain. Now this alert threshold is when should the alert be triggered? How do you want it to be triggered? Now is when it gets to 80% to $1. When it's getting to 80% to $1, notify me. Notify me. That's this threshold. Now, when you get into 80% to this, notify me. So, if I'm working with $1 and it's up to 0.0 something to get $1, notify me, then you cancel whatever I'm doing. I know this might actually sound somehow to you guys because there are some things you will still do that you make you understand this, and that's one of the essence I send the theory Udemy courses to you guys to study, and when you study it you get to understand more. So now this is the notification of this so let's just say when this thing just pass 1, notify me. So notification button. Now this is when I'm meant to put an email address. I already have a notification, so here is just to put an email address. Okay, let's just say this is my working email address, nobu8@gmail.com. So this just sends a notification to this. Okay, add a last threshold. I don't need that. Just leave everything and click on next. And section, this is the section attached, everything you do and everything, this, that, add action. No, just leave everything like that. Click on next. Okay, now when you click on this next, we are almost done creating the budget. This is the preview. You have no budget actions. Yes, but I don't want to add a budget action. You show me no budget action. I don't want to have any budget action, so I better leave it that way because I don't want to add any budget action. So I remove it. It's not necessary for now. So click on next, preview, and the next thing is click on create the budget. Alright, now I've created the budget and you can see it. It's almost the same thing with the earlier one I created. So this is the budget you're talking about. This is the budget I created now because I already have one. So now the essence of this thing now is if I am employed in a company as an AWS administrator or AWS solution architect or AWS solution engineer, the first thing you should do, let's just say that I employed one of you, I employed A to come and work in my company B. You understand? So A enters my company. The first thing you should do when you enter a company and they grant you access, they give you an AWS account and say, Mr. A, this is the account for the company Mr. B you are working for. The first thing you need to do, if they grant you full access, administrative access, is to go to their budget, create your own budget, set limits so that you will incur debt on something you know of, then you'll be paying. Because AWS simply works, cloud is simply works in a way that you pay for what you use. If you are not using this, you are not paying for this. So you need to create a budget that if I'm not using this, notify me. It's among these things you just created. If this thing I created now, okay, let's just say now, sometimes you can host something on EC2 instance, hosting something on AWS. You never knew, like you didn't remember the instance is running. Without this budget, the instance might run to an extent that you incur debt because it's paying per hour, per month, depending on how you create your own. Now, if the instance is running, incurring debt without you knowing, but if you created an AWS budget account through the Cost Explorer, if you created an account and you set it okay, now if this something is getting total in AWS, is getting to $1, notify me. Now, if you have something and you are running an EC2 instance in your AWS account without you knowing, once it's about to pass $1 a month, dollar rate a month, you get a notification on your email notifying you that your AWS account is about to pass $1, and that 80% threshold I wrote there is to tell you that if it's getting to 80%, not when you start something, because if you do it in a way that like 1% or 2% something, immediately you start, it will notify you, and maybe something important, you are the one working on it. But 80% is if it's about to reach the limit, notify me. And when it notifies you, that's when you will need to now clean everything, go back to what you are doing, check your instances, check your budget. Then most of the time, before, actually what people were using was CloudWatch. CloudWatch notify you, but AWS, due to the fact that they have upgraded, they decided to be using budgets, because CloudWatch will just be deceiving, will just be disturbing you, giving you notification, this, that. Your instance is running this. But they now use the budget that you can relax. Once you get an notification, you go into your instance, know what is running, then you terminate it immediately. So this will be the end of the section. So if you are not in the section, if you ever have the access to the video, follow whatever I did in this course. Once you follow it, please create your budget. In our next class, we'll be talking on IAM, Identity and Access Management. That's what we'll be talking about in our next class. And that IAM, please, after the class, you know how to create user, how to add user to a group, how to create policy. So in the next section, which the date will be fixed, you guys will see it on the group. We'll be talking about IAM, which is, I said earlier, Identity Access Management. There you learn how to put multi-factor authentication. There you know how to create a user. Like after this class now, after this particular class, I won't be logging in with my root user again. I logged in now as a root user because I want to create a budget. In the next class, even if I log in with my root user, it's to show you how to create a user. Then in upcoming classes, I'll be logging in as a user, because this my root user is very, very important. It's very, very way too important that if you are running some things, you don't run things with your root user. You run it with a user that you created. So next class we'll be talking about that one. I believe this will be the end of the section today. If you have access to this video, please kindly like, comment, and share to friends, and also join the sections that will become upcoming section that will be coming up soon. Alright, thank you guys, and do have a nice day.